So what's going on, y'all? It's Navoy Vincent, repping Navoy Vincent Fitness. We're back again today with another YouTube video. And the topic of today is going to be loneliness on your self-improvement journey. Now, guys, this is something that me personally, I've kind of had to go through, especially in the last 2 years. You know, I've really been on my purpose with the online coaching. And if you're new here, my name is Navoy. I'm an online coach from the US who actually lives in Germany. So I made sure to wear my spiffy bandana today. But yeah, I work as an online coach. You're trying to lose some weight, gain some muscle, going ahead and check out all the links in my description below. But you know, NavoyVincentFitness.com for all your coaching needs. It's the fact that when you start to level up, you're going to start to go through a whole phase. Well, not just a phase, but you're going to start to realize that in order to achieve the goals that you want in life, you're going to have to sacrifice specifically the social aspect of your life. Now, me, guys, especially with bodybuilding. So one thing that I noticed, the more in shape that I got, you're going to have to kind of make sacrifices. And so let's say, for example, you want to go out to eat on a Friday night, but your cheat meals already been had, or let's say your cheat meals for Sunday, you have something planned. You can't have both. It's either you're going to switch it to that Friday night, or you're going to have to not do anything, or let's say not eat what you would like to eat on that Friday night. And yeah, it can be a little annoying sometimes. So, you know, you might get made fun of when you order the salad, but you have to learn to get over that. In order to achieve your dreams, or at least your goals, you're going to kind of be ridiculed. It's perfectly normal. And if you look at anyone who's been ever successful, they were either lonely or alone or ridiculed. Me personally, like, I live by myself, but I don't look at it as me being alone, you know, like, or lonely. Yeah, like, yeah, I live alone, but to me, I never felt lonely, because I've learned to fill my time up with a lot of different tasks, or specifically goals that I have with online coaching. I'll have friends. It's a good mix, but specifically, I really do like to kind of be alone. Like, I like to have my own space. I remember what it was like to have roommates, and it wasn't bad, but for me it just wasn't that fun. So I do enjoy being alone. But I know I'm kind of going like a whole tangent, but once you kind of understand, in order to get where you need to be, you're going to have to do what others do not want to do. And that's really difficult. So for example, with these YouTube videos right now, you know, I'm not really getting that many views, but I understand it's going to be a process of me kind of slowly kind of getting into it and figuring out what works for me and what doesn't work for me. So for example, I do these type of videos on my Instagram, with obviously a lot shorter. So once a week, about like 4 or 5 reels where I'm speaking. And I've noticed those do very well. But in the beginning, man, they were terrible. I was so nervous to speak in front of a camera. It just felt weird to sit there in front of a camera and just talk. But over time, I got used to it and slowly started to build little things that I would do, little catchphrases, little quirks that I realized helped me to feel more comfortable when I would make these types of videos. And it took practice. And that's just how it is. It took me kind of having to be alone, coming up with these different ideas, or at least reading these different books that I always be reading, to come up with these ideas. And not even only just that, with the online coaching, like, guys, it takes up so much of my time. So for example, last night I could have done more. Tonight I could have done more, but I'm gonna have to make those sacrifices because I have to work. Like, I have a dream and a goal, and it's gonna take me being able to make those sacrifices to achieve those goals. Guys, if you ever knew someone who played ball at like a high level, so I knew guys who played AAU with like Derrick Rose, for example, and they told me basically this dude's life was just basketball. Just all he would do is just go hoop. He would probably, you know, quote unquote study, but for the most part, guys, this guy's life was basketball. You wake up in the morning, you would do, I think they do weights in the AM, and then in the afternoon they would run drills. And guys, that takes up a lot of time and a lot of dedication, and he's probably most of the time always tired, always by himself. I remember when my university was D1, and my roommate played on our football team, and I remember this guy was literally just tired all the time. For the entire year that I lived with dude, he was always tired. But in order to play at a high level, you're gonna have to make sacrifices, and a lot of that is being alone. Like, I remember, dude, after a long day, just literally would just go in the room and just pass out, and then you have to do it all again the next day. But that's what life is about, guys. Like, you're not gonna be great without it. People always talk about how athletes get paid so much, but I mean, you don't have the work ethic of a Kobe Bryant. I mean, this guy, Literally after the game, he's still putting up shots. Before the game, putting up shots. In the off season, he's probably doing so much practices that, nowadays they put this all over social media, these new players. But back then, they were just doing it because they knew they needed to do it in order to be great for that next season. And that's what I want you guys to understand. That work that you get done in silence, that work that you get done when nobody's looking, it really does pay dividends, and eventually it will pay off. It's a matter of you. Like, how are you willing to put in that work when nobody's looking? Right now, nobody's looking at me. Obviously, this video is going to be going online, but nobody's looking at me doing this. I didn't tell nobody, hey, I got to do this X, Y, Z, or ABC. I'm doing this because I have to, and I'm doing this because I know it's going to be needed for me to get to where I want to be in my life, guys. And I want y'all to understand that and use me as an example, not just Kobe Bryant or whatever sports person that you like to look up to, but use me as an example of someone who's putting in that work. Yeah, they're alone, quote unquote, but they're using that alone time in order to put in the work that they need to get to where they want to be. So that's all I got to say today, guys. I'm over here messing up the outro. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, as we always say here. Make sure to control the negative, focus on the positive. It's your boy Navoy, repping Navoy Vincent Fitness. I'm out.